Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Rats Get Fat. I'm your host, Zuzzy.
And I'm Jake Straat.
All right. It's good to be here. Holy.
Where are we, Zuzz?
We are down in Brisbane and it's cold as fuck. Holy. I woke up this morning and I think my balls reinserted themselves inside my body.
We're down in Brisbane at Black Throne Tattoo,
Yeah.
one of our all-time favourite tattoo shops in Australia. And we're lucky enough to have a very distinguished gentleman,
Yeah.
Greg.
A very funny man, Greg.
He's on the podcast today.
Hello.
Hey, Greg.
Hi. Thanks for calling me distinguished.
You are distinguished.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a
thought I was-
distinguished hardcore gentleman.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought I was about to do some getting dropped in for some guest vocals at that intro there.
Yeah.
Yes. we our mate who made it, I said, I want to sound as close to your band as possible.
Cool. Can I have that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good intro.
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
solid. It's sick. I like at the end, it like kind of like slows down as well.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was good.
It's sweet. I'm stoked to be in here. It's always a real pleasure coming in here and seeing you guys. Like such a cool shop.
Thank
Black
you.
Throne.
It's good to have you guys.
Ah.
Well, we drove 12 hours. Oh, sorry, we drove 19 hours from Cairns to Brisbane to bring all our podcast stuff so we could talk to you, Greg.
Yeah.
And we're here.
More so Rachie, and then I just happened to be here as well. Yeah.
No, just
Makes
you.
sense.
Just
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, just you, man.
Yeah. Cool.
I feel like you've got your own identity when it comes to tattooing and like your correlation with the hardcore stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to talk to you as well. I think
Cool.
you're hilarious
Oh, thank you.
and a really interesting person.
Oh, thanks, Jay. Let's talk. Let's get weird.
Hell yeah. I think it's going to be a good episode. You have such wacky designs. Where do you get them from? Your ideas.
My child's mind.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't. I've never drawn in my life, or I'd never done a colouring in competition. I don't think I ever had pencils.
Yeah.
But I don't know, drawing tattoos. I feel like, I love skulls and grim shit, but I just want to do stuff that makes people laugh,
Yeah.
or that they think is cute or weird, and I'm also not that good at drawing, so. Yeah.
I reckon that's sick.
Yeah, thank you.
There's some fucking rad designs.
It's a really like distinguished style of like
Yeah.
trad, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Like if you're ever in and around Brisbane, come and check out Black Throne and have a flip through Greg's flash book.
Yeah, I'll do them cheap too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you tattooed
Come and get
me.
'em. I did too.
You tattooed me a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. I was actually really, really nervous. I thought it was going to hurt a lot more than it did. It was very comfortable.
Oh, good.
It was
Yeah.
very. If it seemed like you tattooed me with the utmost respect.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
It was like a really enjoyable tattoo.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love some of the designs. I think I know it's so sick. Like the front of the book, it's like an elephant sucking its own dick.
Yeah. Well, everyone's all about self-love these days. So,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
That's so good.
I'm just getting down with what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, the elephant sucking its own dick with its
Yeah.
trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy. That's so fucking
That was
funny.
quick. I kind of panicked because I didn't have a cover for it.
Oh, really?
And then, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Sick.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've actually got a copy of your flash book at my house.
Oh, you do? Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I made 3.
Yeah.
And I've still got 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the other one.
Yeah,
You
cool.
got the other one.
Yeah. And it's bloody wonderful
Yeah,
stuff.
hot commodity those are.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
It's limited edition, mate.
Yeah.
If I ever want to cheer myself up, I can have a flip through the pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some really wacky and very rude stuff in there. I love
Rude
it.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. I don't try to be rude.
Really?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's rude in a funny way, though.
Yeah.
The good kind of rude.
Yeah, it's a very good kind of rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all
I think-
supposed to be funny.
I think it's refreshing.
Oh, good.
I think it's refreshing. Everything's so serious these days, you know.
It is
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah, it has to spark joy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, considering tattooing, like we draw pictures for a living, like it's not that like serious.
Oh,
There's so many
100%.
tattooers that Like we were talking about it the other day when we were driving down here, like tattooers that would like, punch things in the shop and like carry on like fuckheads. Like, and they take themselves too seriously. It's like,
Oh,
dude,
man.
you draw pictures for a living. It's like lighten up.
Yeah, relax.
So it's nice to see some like,
It's a pretty sweet gig.
Dude,
Yeah.
it goes all right.
yeah.
Yeah, it could be way worse. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Some people are just a bit uptight.
For sure.
Gotta mellow out.
Yeah. I'm sure as soon as I learn how to draw properly, I'm going to be doing skulls and dragons, but it's just evaded me this far. So,
Yeah.
one day, hopefully, I'll be able to draw. It'd be sick.
You're doing some
Same.
huge stuff though. Well, yeah, same here as well.
That's the goal, eh?
Yeah.
You're doing some huge stuff. Like you're immersed in all the art competitions and like art shows and stuff around Brisbane. Black Throne Tattoo always has a lot to do with, the comings and goings of Brisbane tattooing.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like anything. You want to learn the piano, you play it as much as you can. And I don't worry too much about how well it's executed. I just figure the more I do and eventually the better I'll get at it. So I'm happy to just be involved in anything. And, sometimes the paintings and that don't turn out good. Sometimes they're fine, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people get too caught up in it. They really put a lot of stakes on like how it turns out, and they get really put out.
I love steaks.
Yeah. What are we talking? Tomahawk?
Yeah.
Did you have one last time you were up?
We did.
Oh, I did. Yeah, you had that ribeye on the bone.
Yes, we did.
That
We
was
had
a
it.
fucking whopper.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was delicious. I
Yeah.
felt so bad that I couldn't finish mine.
Yeah. So Greg,
That's right. Once you've grown up a bit, you'll be able to
Yeah.
smash them like Uncle Jake over here.
I'll be a big boy one
Yeah.
day.
it was so good. It was so good.
Hell yeah.
Because Greg was a chef for many years.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, 24 years or something.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And through those years as well, you were doing your hardcore band Against,
Yep.
and you were fronting that. And yeah, it's wild, man. It's cool that you've kind of gone through this progression, and now you're like getting into tattooing later down the line.
Yeah, I've always wanted to tattoo. I've always been around it. I grew up around it, but I just never thought, I had anything to offer.
Sure.
Like there were so many good tattooers around. And then I think when COVID hit and we moved the shop to here, I had a catering business and a little taco stand, and I lost that from the lockdown. And I was working a lot of hours and I was grumpy all the time. And I thought, fuck it, if I can make what I make here doing a couple tats a week, what I was doing in the kitchen for 60, 70 hours a week. So I thought, I'm not working for anyone anymore. And, it's also good to try and learn new things when you're 45.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find there's much, like with back when you used to write music, using the same sort of like muscle in your brain, going about learning how to tattoo? It's like the same sort of like.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think the main thing from music is because you put yourself out there all the time. When I draw now, I don't think like, oh, fuck, is anyone going to like this? I just go, yeah, I did this. Like it or don't, I don't give a fuck. And then some do, some don't, and it's cool. But I don't have almost like a stage fright of showing people or tattooing or anything, which is good. It helps me a lot. But yeah, it's pretty similar. You sit down and you think about what you want to write a song about, and you sit down and think about what you want to draw about, and
Sure.
do it. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I don't know. I think people do get caught up in like worrying too much about what other people are going to think about it.
Yeah.
It can kind of like make people filter their art a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like when I look at your art, I don't get that vibe. I feel like, it's just what you want to draw.
Yeah, there's no filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's authentic.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's authentic ink.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, fuck that. It's too early.
Maybe I should open my own shop and call it that.
Authentic
Authentic.
ink. Yeah. So I fucked that up. It's too early. It's like fucking 7 a.m. here or something.
I don't know.
We thought we'd try and get into Black Throne before anyone else, so we
Yeah.
could talk to you guys.
Yeah.
have an early one.
Yeah, have an early one. So I'm actually
Yeah.
not awake right now, guys. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna fucking fumble every word that I say.
That's okay.
I'm old. I've been up for hours.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, just waiting, just looking out windows,
Yeah. I wonder when I
Watching-
got to get up.
drinking tea and watching birds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds peaceful.
It is good. Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
favorite part of the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
That's
you've
lovely.
Just being alone. Yeah,
yeah.
it's great.
Oh, man. And you get like loads of possums around your place too.
Yeah, not as many here.
Yeah?
But yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah,
I think last time I was staying at yours, we saw a few.
yeah. There was a little baby the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
No way.
Dude, they sound like little monsters when they fight.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, they're all little rapists. They get wild. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Every time I've stayed at your place, we always see possums.
Yeah.
They climb up on the back sort of little area, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy because they're like an animal that just lives with humans. They like rely on us now.
Yeah.
They like use our infrastructure to like get around.
Yeah. It's like rats as well. Rats are the same. They kind of just vibe around humans.
No, don't bring up rats.
You love rats.
Yeah, I just got back from Singapore, and we were eating out and stuff, and a lot of the places we were going, there were big, diseased, very fucked up looking rats.
Yeah.
And Karina, my wife, she wasn't enjoying that at all. I was okay. I was still able to eat and like be like, oh, that's all right. And then yeah, one night we were sitting there, and one looked at me and ran at me, and I had to lift up my legs and like ran under my legs. I thought, oh fuck this.
Oh, yeah. It's the goods. They're just getting fat, man.
Yeah, rats
Yeah.
get fat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Now you guys are going over to the US soon.
Yeah.
You going
yeah,
on
we're
tour?
we're just gonna check out, visit a couple of conventions, and see some friends, and
Hell
just
yeah.
we haven't been anywhere we used to go away every now and then, but we haven't done anything for maybe a year or two before COVID. So
Yeah.
yeah, we thought we'd go on a holiday and check some stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eat some pizza and try not to come back too fat.
It's a challenge in America.
Yeah.
Holy. Their cuisine. It's hectic.
Yeah, seed oils and fucking
Yeah.
over processed sugars.
Yeah. It's the
Amazing.
goods.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a shame they don't have that fucking, the portal you guys were talking about in New York anymore. Because hello to Irish.
Oh yeah. I wish they had one from there back to Brisbane, and I could say hello to everyone while I was there.
Yeah, yeah. Give them the finger.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, why did they cancel it?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Weren't you saying, Greg, they were holding up potatoes at the Irish?
Yeah, on
and
one
stuff?
side, and then the other side was videos of 9/11, and then people were mooning each other, and yeah,
Oh,
exactly what you think would happen.
if you set up a big webcam.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
yeah. A couple of people from fucking Ireland and New York. You're talking about some fucking shit talkers there.
Yeah.
Both of those places for sure.
Yeah.
They should
for
have them
sure.
everywhere, but just next to bars.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
people
Drunk
come
people
out at
just
night
like-
and let it get real wild.
Yeah, they'd see someone and like try to start a fight with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Was there audio as well, or was it just a video?
I think it was just video.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
couldn't be sure, but yeah, I mean, audio would be funnier. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
good would that be?
Yeah, you definitely. It'd sound like a Modern Warfare 2 server.
Oh, for sure.
There'd be lots of N words.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that is.
Oh, like a Call of Duty server
What's
on the PlayStation.
Oh, a game.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
And there's like 12-year-old kids, and they just say the N word heaps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Tell the
Yeah,
other
those kids get wild.
Until they have a 12-year-old kid that they fuck their mum, you know.
Yeah.
So you're big in the hardcore scene, eh?
Oh, no.
Nah.
He wasn't.
No.
Nah.
we were just one of the many bands, but
Yeah.
yeah, we had a few good years.
Yeah, sick.
How'd you get into that?
Yeah.
Because you spent years and years touring.
I think we started when I was first chefing. I had a really high stress job where I used to win a lot of awards, and the place I worked at used to win a lot of awards, and I was sort of went straight from my apprenticeship into almost running this place. And I was probably a bit young to do it, so the stress of it, and it was big money too that they used to make there, and the stress of it got to me, and I started drinking a lot. And I'd always partied hard as a kid, and I played a lot of sport and everything, and then I found I was drinking so much because I couldn't I couldn't go home and switch off or anything, and then I ended up losing my voice and drank sort of a bit of my throat away. And I remember I went to the doctor and I had to get speech therapy for about a year, where I just sounded like the Godfather.
Yeah, holy.
Yeah, and I went to speech therapy, and they try and teach me how to talk again. And I asked the doctor, you know, how bad it was, and he said, "Oh, you'll definitely never sing being funny." And I was like, "Nah, fuck this guy." You know, doctors are all fucking charlatans anyway, you know.
Sure.
And so yeah, I stopped drinking, and that's when I guess I went straight edge for about 12 years, and then I'd always loved punk and hardcore, always gone to the shows when I was a kid, and then I'd always wanted to do a band, and I thought it would be a good way to stop me getting into it, into partying and everything, and then and also to prove them wrong that, you know, it's like I'm going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just had other skaters in the late 90s together playing covers of Sick of It All and Agnostic Front and stuff, and then it kind of turned into, we had a couple members change, and then in 2001, we started writing our own songs, and it turned into a band, and that was it.
Yeah, holy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Rad.
It was good fun.
Yeah.
Because was that around the time that you and Rachie met? Like, when did you guys sort of start seeing each other?
A few years after that, yeah. But I never dated or anything like girls from the scene, or I never, like, I would never use music to talk to chicks or anything. So if anyone talked to me, I sort of would just befriend them, and I wasn't into that sort of hookup culture. And then I actually met Rachie through a friend, and a friend of mine had sort of, not really seeing her, but they'd started hanging out, and I'd met her, and then and another friend of Rachie's I knew, and I kind of only talked to her because she didn't know I was in a band. So then, I mean, that's not the only reason, but I kept talking to her because she didn't know I was in a band.
Yeah.
Sure.
And and then I decided that I liked her, and so I told my friend, I'm having her, it's mine now. And no, we just hung out for a bit, and then she came over and stayed at my house one day, and just fucking never went home.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
And I just come home from work, and she was still there, and that went on for days. So I went and picked up the rest of her stuff from the house, and now we're here. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
It's worked out pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
It's
Yeah.
been, what, 20-something years?
Yeah, like 25 or 26 years. And I mean, we were kids through most of the start of it. So, you know, we've gone through some weird shit, and, you know, but now that we're older, it's pretty good.
Yeah, sick.
It's nice to, like, me and my wife, we're in the same sort of thing. We kind of like got together quite young, but we grew together.
Yeah.
And it kind of like any problem or anything, you know, it makes you way stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, we used to travel a lot, both of us. You know, she'd tattoo, and I'd work with bands, and, you know, overseas and Australia. And I think when I stopped doing that altogether, it was really good. And now we're sort of, it's almost like we're just business partners as well. Like, everything's just, it's really good now. We don't have anything else that takes up any of our time. It's just to shop and each other, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's
That's nice.
Yeah.
it'd be refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can do more for her now when I'm not doing band stuff and that, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You guys have become a power couple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Powerhouse. No, that's good. Oh yeah. How long were
Yeah.
you in the hardcore scene for?
Well, since the 90s till, I mean, I don't go to a lot of shows now,
Yeah.
but the whole time,
Yeah?
you know,
Sick.
yeah. I used to tour a lot of bands in Australia, driving or teching or doing anything for them, and then
Yeah.
overseas for a few years, and then I still did a few in Australia, and then we decided to focus on our own stuff for a while, like,
Sick.
and that's when the band, we did a couple of, I think we did Perth or something, and then like just thought we'd focus everything on ourselves
Yeah,
for a
right.
change. It's hard to get stuff done when one or two of you are always away, and we had a dog too. We had a little Staffy that was getting real old, so when it was so grim to leave him at home and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that is grim. Hey.
yeah. But I mean, it's cool. He's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sort of, I've got the same thing. I've got my little old dog at home, my little Staffy. And we nearly lost her a couple of years ago, but she's come good.
Oh, cool.
So she's happy as Larry, getting looked after by her grandma, my wife's mum. Who
Yeah.
drove, 12 hours to go and babysit her for while we're down doing this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, we didn't realise when our dog died how much time we put into it, and like I was cooking all this food weekly, and then I think when we got him put down at home, we had this lady come out, which is cool, so you can sort of hold him and put him to sleep, and then it was weird. He was in a nappy. Rachie had him in a nappy at a couple of weeks at the end there because he was weeing everywhere, and then I decided to bury him in the yard, and so I dug a hole when we knew he was close, and then I didn't realise that I buried him in the nappy, and it's like some shitty fucking plastic nappy from Woolies, so someday someone's going to dig him up and find a nappy with some bones and think, what the hell's going on here?
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Some weird dog child.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The skull shape.
They probably think some politician lived there and they
Yeah.
found their pile of dead babies that they eat.
Man.
Keeps them young, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Damn.
So fucked.
Yeah, it's so sad. How old was the pup?
Just over 16.
Wow.
wow.
That's a good innings for a Staffy.
Yeah.
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 He had a fucking sick life.
What was his name?
Buddy.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually got him off Adam from Lefties. Had him as a puppy, and then I think we had a kind of a bit of a hangout party house, and Adam lived there for a bit, and then Adam went overseas. I'm thinking me and Rachie kind of just adopted the dog, and
Oh.
he lived for ages though. Yeah, he got to bite heaps of people, and he had a fucking sick life. Yeah, he was a bit protective of his mum and dad. That's for sure.
Oh.
Staffies, eh?
Yeah, he was good.
The best dogs ever, man.
Mm.
Would you guys ever get another dog?
Yeah, when we're older, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we've sort of everything's settled and worked itself out, and we're just chilling, we'll get another dog.
Yeah.
Probably something smaller.
Sure.
Yeah, Rachie wants one that can sit on her lap and
Yeah.
carry it around and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
little Blackthorn shop dog.
Nah, no dogs in the shop.
Ah, okay.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. People do though, eh? People
do,
bring their
yeah.
dogs in.
Yeah.
People bring their dogs in. You're like, well, what are you doing? Get your dog out of here, bro.
Yeah, dogs and kids. Fuck kids too. Get the
Yes.
fuck out, you filthy little things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, my kid's good. And you're like, no, they're not. They're all fuckwits.
They are all
All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever met a 6-year-old that's fucking cool?
No.
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 You say that as someone who was once a 6-year-old. Real
Yeah, I was,
shit.
I was a fucking arsehole.
Yeah.
I was a horrible child.
Were you?
Yeah.
I could imagine that.
Yeah, I was terrible.
I can imagine that.
I remember my mum, when I got older, crying, telling us, I think she told Rachie that, like, I'd ruined their lives and stuff. With just the shit I used to do all the time. You know. But that's what all kids do.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, none of them are great. They're all
No.
little pricks.
They're kind of average at best.
It's funny because they give everyone the shits, but then the parents will usually think that they're like kid's an angel.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Isn't he great?
everyone's just like, fuck your kid, bro.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, isn't he cute? And they look at you and you're like, little Johnny bit into a fucking apple and you think it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's like, go and get a job, cunt.
Yeah.
And I'll be impressed. Yeah.
Oh, the little kid?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
what are you,
definitely-
7? Go get a full-time job.
Yeah, you should do.
Yeah.
He's got enough energy, or at least like put him on a like a treadmill so they can do a bit of the electricity.
Yeah.
True.
Feedback
Yeah.
to the grid.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Little
like
sponge.
maybe not a 38-hour a week full time job, but come on, hop on
Yeah.
the treadmill, kid.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no iPad until you charge it
Yeah, for sure.
with,
Yes.
with your own running.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And also charge the lights.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that was a lie. I wasn't going to let them have their iPod anyway.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh
Fuck that.
Yeah, because
100%.
people do bring kids in. Like where we are, like there's a big step up, and they hold open the door. The mum and the dad with they've got the exciting eyes,
Yeah.
and they lift the end of the pram, and then
Yeah,
they
it's so-
load the pram in. You're just like, get that fucking thing out of here, man. Get it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking see your pram or your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about working at a tattoo shop. There's no kids around.
Yeah, nor should there be.
Ah,
No, it's it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, hey.
It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's the best thing.
that's awesome. I hated doing like fucking retail jobs when I was younger and dealing with other people's shitty kids,
Yeah.
making a mess all over the place and screaming.
Yeah, and then they look at you and they're like, oh, he's so cute, and then they leave.
Yeah.
You're like, clean that the fuck up.
Yeah, they leave the mess.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think kids are cool, just not in tat shops. Like every time I meet my friends' kids and that, I love it because I wind them up and we throw rocks and do all this shit, and then I go home
Yes.
and they have to deal with it.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
And then every time me and Richie go somewhere, everyone's kids loves us because we let them do all this shit they're not allowed to do.
Sure.
Sick, yeah.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
can I
you-
go swimming? It's like fucking oath you can. Yeah. If you get into trouble, yell out, I'm going. It's good.
Well, yeah, you guys would be like the cool aunt and uncle
Definitely.
to like
Yeah.
anyone,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's
including tattooers. Like
Oh.
you guys get a lot of tattooers come here.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's our sort of goal with this shop is to have enough room to get a lot of guest artists in, and it's good for me too, like apprenticing. It's good for everyone to see what everyone's doing, and
100%.
we almost try and treat it like the hardcore community a bit. Where I remember a time with tattooing where you know that shop hated this shop and you couldn't go in there and everything, and now Brisbane's changed heaps where everyone mostly of friends.
Yeah.
And people travel around. It's really cool. It's good to see what other people are doing and,
Yeah.
not get set in your ways and stuck,
100%.
doing the same shit.
Yeah, I think it definitely makes you grow as an artist when you can see how other people do it as well.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's got different methods, and the same goes for tattooing as well.
Yeah.
It's super important. I love having like guest artists when we're up at the shop in Cairns.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that's how I met these guys through Sam
Yeah.
Irvine, who works at Black Throne, but he was a guest artist at our studio. Like that's how I met Sam, which then I was able to meet these guys and all the guys that work here.
Oh, it's great.
It's like a really cool thing. Like it's a really cool community.
Yeah.
But if Sam hadn't have come and done a guest spot, I wouldn't know any of these guys at all.
Yeah.
100%.
I might have spilled beer on your booth at SEQ or something and
Maybe.
met you that way,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
like everyone else there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of beer spilled at
Yeah.
SEQ.
Oh, yeah.
We love it though. We enjoy it
dope.
every year.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good convention, eh?
Yeah, this year's going to be sick.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a crack up.
Yeah. Try and do as many tats as I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah, nice, man.
I didn't tattoo at the last one. We had Jazz came up and worked with us, and I didn't think I'd do anything anyway, so she had my spot, and I had quite a few people hit me up for once. So, yeah, hopefully this year I'll
Yeah.
get a few in on the Friday and,
Sick.
yeah,
Hell yeah, man.
eat a big steak upstairs after.
Sick.
Apparently the food up there is really good.
Yeah, it is good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't eaten there yet.
Yeah.
Me either, actually.
Yeah.
I'm always too busy.
We are busy. We're usually under the pump.
Yeah.
I'm usually tattooing from 10 a.m. till, I don't know, at least 6 p.m. every night.
Yeah.
And then I'm cooked by the end of it. I'm just like, oh. But it's kind of cool. We've got like a really good spot that
Yeah.
we request every year, sort of near you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
They seem to really look after us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Sonny's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she really likes us for some reason.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
I know what she sees in us. Back to the hardcore stuff. What kind of bands were you traveling with? Are there any big standout ones?
I used to do everything in Brisbane, in Australia.
Yeah.
I worked for Blue Murder for a few years, and they used to do a lot of the like Dropkick Murphys and a lot of the hardcore, and then they started doing a lot of metal.
Yeah.
And that was sick. That was a lot of the time just driving trucks of gear and setting up and packing down and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was super cool. There was metal sorts of bands doing that, and then I worked for, what did I do first? I think it might have been Agnostic Front, I think, and then which was huge for me. That was like my favorite band in the world, and then I think hardcore started really popping off. There was a weird thing where in the 90s there was a lot of skate punk and stuff, and then there was a lot of older bands coming out all the time. It was sick. And then I did a Terror tour, and I can't remember if it was the Soundwave tour or not, or like with a normal tour with it. And then, I went back to the States with those guys for, a few years. And that was pretty wild. That was awesome, yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, it was awesome. I got to see, I'd been to America before when I played baseball in the 90s. I went over there to try and
Did you?
get signed. Yeah, it wasn't good enough. But I went over there with a team
Holy.
to play. But, this going back with Terror, I got to see a lot more of the States and all the a lot of places that a lot of people don't usually go.
Yeah, for sure.
So, that was awesome. And then I met a few other bands working over there. So then I'd work. I did a few more bands after I came back from that before I decided to stop. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you get into baseball? That's interesting in Australia.
Well, it used to be our biggest sport in Australia.
Really?
Yeah, so a lot of the miners during the gold rush were American, and they used to play baseball. So at a time it was bigger than cricket.
No way.
And it was huge. I think it's still quite big, but the Americans used to come here and play baseball, and then a lot of even in the 90s, a lot of the Alan Border, a lot of the Australian cricketers used to play baseball in the off season to keep up practice.
Yeah.
So it was really common. And then where I lived, a new field opened that I guess our family was sort of involved in through the local council, and we just started playing. And there's quite a few people that I know in Australia that played.
Yeah, wow.
And me and my little brother were pretty good, and we played for older teams and stuff, and we played for quite a few years, and then both of us at different times went to the States to try and sort of make it over there, but it's a whole different kettle of fish over there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, there's quite a few Aussies over there, and there's always been a few over there, but I think I went and played, and then I decided that I wanted to, when I came back, I realised that I just wanted to do punk rock and skate.
Yes.
Fucking like better than anything. So
yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah, and then that's when I started wanting to do bands and writing songs before I had any friends that played any instruments. So I guess it wasn't songs; it was just a little gay book of thoughts that turned into songs.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
it seems like you've had your fingers in about everything. You've gone from sport to music to.
I've done
cooking.
everything.
Yeah,
I've done every job. I moved out of home really young. My little brother lived with me at a time. Yeah. And that was, that we would have been just before starting our apprenticeship, and all we did was skate all night, get into weird situations. And miss the last train home from the valley and sleep on the streets and fucking party and fight, and
Holy.
you just get weird. And then that's, you know, when you hear, we grew up listening to punk rock, and I grew up listening to a lot of like Discharge and old English stuff, Subhumans and Crass and everything. That gave me a lot of my politics sort of thing as an early age too.
Okay.
Which, you know, I'm still into, but I realised a lot of it's bullshit. As soon as you get a full-time job, you realise most of these clowns don't know what they're talking about. But I still love that stuff. And then, yeah, I guess punk rock is almost like it's a really good stepping stone for kids, especially in places like Australia that grow up whose parents are like, you vote Labor or you vote Nationals, and you know you can get an idea of what life's supposed to be like through music.
Yeah.
And punk, and even, you know, like 90s hip hop, and that super important for that. We were into hip hop as much as we were punk or hardcore. And then I think I went to a show. I think it was the first time Agnostic Front came out. It might have been 95 or 97 or something. And I remember I made these fake IDs at school. I think I was 15 or 16, and my little brother would have been 13 or 14. And I made these. I got onto the school council, which everyone thought was wild. Like, I actually went to school for a few days that week.
Yeah.
And then
They got you on the school council.
well, I tried to get on there because I wanted to get to the part where you got to make the IDs.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, hi, guys, I'd like to join. And then I went into the library, and a couple of weeks before the show, I made fake IDs for everyone, you know. And that was back in the day where it'd be like, you 18? And you're like, yep. And like, come on in. You know, there was
Sick.
Yeah, it was sick. And there used to be a club called Crash and Burn that we used to have everything in there. It was sick. And I remember going to that. Heaps of stories about that joint, but I remember going in there and seeing Agnostic Front, and I was moshing and having a sick time, and Roger gave me a little 7-inch, and I was like, fucking sick, you know. No one's ever given me anything.
Hell yeah.
How old were you, you reckon?
I would have been 15 or 16, I think.
Sick.
16 maybe. And so after the show, I went backstage because you could just do whatever you wanted to back then. And I asked the dudes if they could sign it. And I remember sitting there, and a couple of them were getting changed out of their show clothes into their civvies. And I remember seeing all their tats, and I was like, holy shit. Like, this weird old nude dude is covered in fucking crazy tats. And then I was like, I'm doing that. Like, I'm doing that. That's sick.
Hell yeah.
Then, I remember I worked for a couple times in Australia after that, and it's super weird. I just decided I'm going that way, and then I did. But that club was awesome. I remember Blink played there before they changed their name. I saw your shirt before they were Blink 182 when they first came out, and I remember I bootlegged all these shirts, and I was sitting around the corner selling all these Blink shirts, and then the guys came out, and I didn't know what they looked like because we barely had the internet then, and like, oh, who made all these? And I'm like, yeah, mate, you want to fucking buy a couple? If you're not, you know, fucking hit the road, bro. And they ended up buying a couple shirts, and they gave me like a shout out on stage, and I only made like 20 or something, but I sold them all on the night, and it was sick.
That's sick.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it was a dope club. It used to be an old strip club. I think it turned into a strip club, but like if you stood on a pool table, you could touch the roof. It was, it was awesome.
Totally.
Yeah, it's gone now though. I think it's probably a restaurant or something.
Back in the days of like when hardcore was super lawless and punk rock, you couldn't tell these kids anything.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And even in saying that, we were the young kids that came into it. So I guess there was a lot of older kids that were like, who the fuck are all these children coming to shows? But we started going to shows at 14 and stuff.
Yeah.
And bouncers would be like, oh, he's got a tattoo. He seems fine. Yeah, come on in. Like, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a show at Metropolis, in the Maya Centre that used to do a lot of shows. And I think I saw like Toe to Toe and Dream Killers. Dream Killers were huge for me in Australia. They've sort of dropped off a bit. I think they actually play SEQ this year.
Oh, really?
But they were the weirdest band. They were like part hardcore, part metal, part what would you call? I don't know, just so weird. But they were huge with me and my friends. It was super aggressive. Liz used to wear like a skirt on stage, and they were just, you know, and they were staunch old dudes. And we'd go and see them, and just it'd be a local show, so no one would ever stop you going in.
Yeah.
And you'd just fucking go wild.
And what, they're playing the Southeast Queensland show?
Yeah, I saw the other day. Yeah. I think it's the members have changed a bit, but yeah, I mean, like I still listen to the first couple EPs weekly. It's unreal.
Dope.
Yeah,
I'm keen to see him live.
yeah. It's a real Brizzy staple. Like I've even people I know that have been in music their whole lives in Sydney and Melbourne and stuff be like, oh, you heard this? And they're like, I don't know, man. Like, nah. Or some people hate it. It's just got a real Brizzy was a real weird place back then. Like a lot of drugs, a lot of weird shit. And yeah, this band was like the soundtrack for it. Yeah.
Dope, dude.
Yeah. All the skaters, everyone. Yeah. So good. I'll give you some.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll play it.
Sick.
I think most of it's on Spotify now, but
Sure.
yeah.
Rad. I feel like tattoos and like the whole skater punk scene are just like so intertwined.
Oh, yeah. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Well, you're a skater, so you're probably a little prick.
Yeah.
So you want to, you know, smash windows and get tats and party and fight.
Yeah.
And I think I was saying earlier, we had a shop at Capella Bar near where we were from, and we used to go into every shop all the time on weekends and get chased out. And
Of the tattoo shop.
yeah, because we were too young. And yeah, Mo Webley at Stone's Corner, they used to chase us out when we were kids, and
Wow.
we thought it was sick. He'd be like, right out, and like come back a few minutes later and look at as much flash as we could before they'd come out and chase us away. And then there was a guy at Capella Bar, and I think I would have been 15 or something, and I went in there and I was like, yeah, I want to get a tattoo. And I didn't even know what I really wanted. I kind of did, but I thought he just told me to get out. And he was like, yeah, sure, what do you want to get? And I was like, holy shit, this is sick. And so I got a Bad Religion tattoo on my shoulder.
Sick.
And then everyone else in the town, like all our other friends, were just like booking him with this dude to get tattooed.
Because he didn't give a shit.
Yeah. It was sick. Everyone was like, finally. And then, and then most of the people that I met that did tattoos, I think I got one of my next tattoos was one under my arm, under here I got off Judd. And I think he was doing his apprenticeship, or he just finished it at Immortal Images at Wynnum. And, I mean, that's when dudes are punching cones in the shop and smoking and washing needles and, you know, in buckets of bleach sort of thing. It was like that was the crossover. And, and then I kept meeting all these tattooers, and they were all in, you know, they'd come and see my band and stuff, and they were all just the same people.
Yeah.
So I'd never thought of doing it, but I'd always been around it. And it used to be that everybody was just on the outskirts. They were all weird people that weren't fit for normal lives, and it was sick.
I'm just so hyped that your first ever tattoo was a Bad Religion tattoo.
What else would you get?
Right?
Yeah.
I got a little Bad Religion tattoo. Right there.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
good
got.
band.
I went in and I had the covers, and I wanted something. I think I wanted the Suffer guy, and when I showed the dude, he was like, I can't do that, and I was like, all right. And so I kept looking through the CDs, and then the Against the Grain. It's just like the solid black corn with the arrow through it. He's like, oh, fuck, I'll do that one. And I was like, sick. So he just kept flipping through all the colour stuff. And like, nah. Yeah, I remember it was like Braille. When it healed, it was so solid. Like I've had my back done since, and you can still see this thing.
Oh, you
come
covered it
through,
up?
But yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But you can, not really. You can still see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still raised up.
Yeah, it's cool.
Damn.
Yeah, that's all you got though as a kid. It was like, fuck, what's the fucking sickest band in the world? And like
Bad Religion.
Yeah.
Still is.
I'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Still is.
Oh, rad.
Well, instead of going to school, everything I learnt was from Bad Religion records.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I can skate all day and listen to Bad Religion, or I can go to school like a fucking sucker.
Yeah. Well, Bad Religion was one of those bands that You know, like they were pretty clean cut though, man. They were clean cut dudes.
Yeah.
They weren't, you know, there wasn't really anything bad that came out of any
Just the message, man. Good message.
Yeah.
I remember I had a diary in school when they started bringing out school diaries, and I'd just be so hyped on punk and stuff, and I'd write all the Agnostic Front records down and then Bad Religion, and to me that was all the same genre of music. I didn't realise there was a difference, and I'd met a couple of friends when I played baseball in America, which is like 94, I think, and they sent me over like tapes of Gorilla Biscuits and stuff, and we were sort of pen pals, but with tapes, and I'd send them Dream Killers and stuff like that, and I used to write all these lyrics of songs I liked, and one of my teachers took it one day and took it to the office, and they thought I was some kind of fucking kid genius and they're like, holy shit, the poetry this kid is writing, and like none of it was mine. I was just instead of writing down when I got tests, I'm just like fucking scratching in Agnostic Front lyrics and stuff. And then they took me to the office and they wanted me to do all these like extra classes because they thought I just wasn't applying myself. Like school was boring for me, and which it was. And then when I said, oh, no, none of that's mine, they're just fucking, they're sick bands. Check this band out. And then they suspended me for it, which was sick because I got to skate more.
Hell yeah. Jokes on them.
Yeah, they thought I was some kid genius. They're like, man, this shit's so deep at your age. I'm like, check it out. Here's a tape. Like,
it is
the
deep.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It is definitely deep, but it's not mine.
Nah.
Yeah, man. It's wild. It's like a youth molded by skateboarding and hardcore punk.
Totally.
And then coming into tattooing and stuff, like it makes for a sick life, man.
Yeah.
It's the craziest life you could ever have.
Yeah.
Like it's what I dreamed of doing when I was a kid. And then, you know, you sort of just take one little step at a time, and people think they can't do whatever they want, but you can.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as you're not too scared to, you know, not give a fuck about what the government or school teachers or anyone says. Yeah. It's all yours.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's the fear. It's the fear of it that holds a lot of people back in this life. Yeah. And they live their whole entire lives being fearful. Yeah. And they get to a certain point, they probably fucking hate themselves, you know?
Yeah, it's sad. And I think it comes to your parents too. Like my parents are awesome. Like, I don't think I've ever heard my parents say anything positive about the government or any kind of anything on, you know, it's all bullshit, you know, and they've always been like that. So I knew from an early age that if someone says, you know, Greg, go and sit down over there, I'm like, no, I don't have to. And I'm sure I was a headache for my parents, but I knew that when I'd go home, they would both be like, good boy, fuck him. You know? So that's what I did my whole life. I'm like, fuck him. Yeah. I'll do what I want.
Against the grain.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sick, man.
Yeah, maybe I didn't choose that tattoo. Maybe it chose me.
Yeah, respect. Man.
Yeah.
I've always sort of, I don't know, growing up with the punk and hardcore and skateboarding as well, I kind of try and live my life in the same vein. Yeah. And I just don't care what anyone thinks or says. Yeah. And I've always just done my own thing, and it always works out really well.
It does, yeah. And I'm not talking about being, you know, like a criminal or trying to do the wrong thing all the time, like which we all were when we were kids.
Sure.
Like me and most of my friends, but we just didn't give a fuck. A cop would say, come over here, and you're like, fuck off. Yeah. You know, or they would get you and put you in lockup, and you're like, cool, you know, whatever. And you just be like unbreakable, and then you realize that all of that shit is a facade. None of it's real.
Yes.
You know, like you can just do whatever you want and be whatever you want to be without making it all gay. Like, you're not going to be the president. You know?
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like that
could be.
Yeah, well, yeah. Born into the wrong family, my friend.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I remember early on, I knew that school was bullshit.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything, cops, government, it's all bullshit, and it just wasn't for me, you know. And there's heaps of people like that. And everybody that I knew in school that had a similar outlook as me all ended up doing cool shit. Yeah. Like one of my friends ended up being like a pro wakeboarder, and, you know, they all ended up doing skaters and like pro skaters, this, that, all of them.
Holy.
Epic.
Yeah. And then all the same nerds that were like, oh, you should study and stuff. You know, like they're still living that, going from school to some other similar job and, you know, tons of debt to have a fancy car and go camping on the weekend or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, which is cool, do whatever you want. But
It's
you
a
know.
different way of life.
yeah, life's it's a big joke. Life's a garden, dig it,
Yeah, it is.
as they say.
It is. It is a garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got green thumbs.
Yeah, boy.
I got brown thumbs.
What have you been digging in?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I respect that.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. I like, Greg, I see you as my own sort of like, you are where I'm going to be in no time at all. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I don't know. I see you as like a really positive role model in my
cheers.
own life.
Cheers.
And yeah, I don't know what you guys have and how you guys are. It's kind of where I want to be and who I want to become.
I think it's the same with the shop. Like me and Rachie have a goal of what we wanted to achieve, and then we want a place that, you know, we don't care what anyone else is doing in the tattoo world. We just do our thing. It's like our little house, and
Yeah.
you know, we love having guest artists and people come through because, you know, I'd love when people come and stay at our house and you cook them a steak and then they can come and work and they don't have to pay for somewhere to live. They can crash downstairs and then you get to meet people, and we're pretty good, me and Rachie, at like, I don't know, putting people at ease, and hopefully people like hanging out with us, and it gives other people an outlook. Like you don't have to try and keep up with everyone, just do your thing. And
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Super inspirational
Yeah.
for like a, you know, a pair of sort of younger people into the tattoo industry, and kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's really, I don't know. It's good. It's perfect.
yeah,
And
we like it. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but I mean, it works for us. Hopefully one day it'll get close.
from the outside looking in, though, it's as close to perfect as I can personally imagine. And I don't know, it's nice to like, I find with like the punk and hardcore stuff and like this way of living, I don't know, there aren't that many positive role models. A lot of the guys kind of fuck themselves up real hard on drugs, or they go like one of ways where, you know, everyone's kind of lost. Everyone's kind of like, they don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So to find, you know, positive role models and stuff is like, I don't know, I personally think it's really important, but you know, anyway.
I think too, it's like I found most of the punk and hardcore and that too, even during COVID, everybody that was supposed to be these outlaws just flipped and became these government bootlickers that
Sure.
did whatever they were told. And, you know, the government's like, oh, shut your shop down because if you cough, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
And then it's like, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
You know, I'm not doing that.
No.
It's like, if you don't want to die, don't come into my shop. But I'm not closing. I pay all my fees.
Yeah.
You charge me for licensing, you do all that. I'm going to open my shop. It's got, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that, you know, making staff get vaccinated and that. Like, I'm never getting it. But if, you know, I'm never telling my staff to ever have to get it or do anything like that.
Yes.
And, it was weird seeing all these, you know, punk rock tattooers just freak out and, you know, tell their staff they have to do this, or you've been working here for 10 years, you're fired because you won't get vaccinated. And yeah. And
Wow.
and yeah, that made me want to be more involved in the shop, and just, it's not ever going to be anything that me and Rachel ever do. We will never like buckle because
No.
of what someone tells us like that. Like, and we would never impose that on people that worked here or anything. Like, it's just, yeah, it's not punk rock at all.
Yeah.
No, that's it. You have respect, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through COVID, I was like, it was the first year that I wasn't working at the shop that I kind of apprenticed in. And for the first time ever, I was able to go and do guest spots. So I lined up this big tour. I had like maybe 40 dates, 40 different places all around Australia. And then COVID hit and it was all locked in and stuff. But to fly, I needed to get jabbed. I was like, oh, well, if it's standing between me and like what I want to do, which is 40 dates that I already fucking paid for, I just went and got the needle.
Mm.
And but I'm a very big believer in respecting what everyone's own decision is.
Yeah.
Mm.
So many of my friends were like, "Fuck that, don't get vaccinated." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro, power to you, man." Like I didn't really want to get it either, but I got it for the sake of the hoops that I had to jump through
Yeah.
for tattooing.
It is easy too when you're older, like me and Rach. You've been all over I've been to South America and Russia and all over the States, and Rachel's tattooed there. So it was easier for us to go, all right, I guess we're never going anywhere ever again. And there's all these things that we're never going to be able to do. And we're like, fuck it.
Sure.
You know? And now everyone's forgotten.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they have forgotten. Anyone can just hop on a plane now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are pretty fickle, kind of fades from people's memories pretty quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't fade from my memory. Fucking,
Iron mind.
yeah.
Iron mind.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing to go through for people. You have to do this, you have to do this, and now they're like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, once everyone's got it, and everyone's having heart attacks and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's too many of us anyway.
I guess that's why they're doing it. Yeah,
Yeah, wipe out a couple of them, eh?
yeah.
Well, yeah, there's loads of people. There's too many people.
Yeah.
Nah, it's got to spread out, man.
You reckon?
Stop living in cities, you fucking soft cocks. Yeah. Go out to the sticks.
Yeah, move to the territory.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Live in the forest.
In the boonies.
Yeah.
I would move to the Northern Territory in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I fucking love that place, man.
I would just move to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, alone.
Mm.
Just sit there talking to birds and,
Like a wizard.
similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With very little magic, but just chilling. Yeah.
I think you've got a lot of magic.
Yeah. I eat some weird mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
Yeah. Be my own wizard.
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's
Yeah, I've
sick.
seen what you can do behind a barbecue, so
Oh, yeah.
I think that's like as close to magic as you can get.
Oh, thanks, Jaggy. Extra big steak for you next time.
Oh, shit. That's if I get back into eating meat.
Nah, you'll be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you feel better,
Yeah.
you'll be back.
Horrible. When I was in Singapore, everyone, me and Karina stumbled into a wet market. If you don't know what that is, don't Google it. But there was like this cabinet full of just gore, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. And there was like pigs' faces, like pained looks on their faces, and it was fucked. And people were like ordering like raw shit and eating it and stuff. And it fucked me up. I haven't been able to eat meat since. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, the cabinet of curiosities.
Yeah, Karina's like, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "Don't fucking look." I was like, "Just don't look." And it fucked me up. She's still eating meat right now.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. Every time I look at even anything, I'm just like, we were like fucking with the spam last night. You know,
Yeah.
we had cans of spam at Greg's house. And we were,
grim.
I'm just, no one's eating it. It was just for a look. Yeah. I don't eat spam.
yeah,
I
we
do
weren't
not
eating it.
condone spam. Yeah.
No, it was,
Not anymore, at least.
but how it's packaged it looks very pleasant, like compared to like what it actually is, which is like hogs' heads in a window.
Do you remember Skippy, the TV show in the 80s?
Yes.
Do you remember the spam episode where the kid ate spam camping and got really sick?
No.
And then Skippy had to they're like, oh, what happened to him? And they had spam, and he did that thing where he's like, to tell him what he ate. And then, I always remembered that, which is why I've never been a huge fan. But I'm
It
like,
made him sick. It made the kid sick.
yeah, he got food poisoning from it. Yeah, it screwed him up. But Skippy saved the day by
He was pointing to
yeah,
it.
he's like, he ate this, and then they saved him. But I'm like, they use the brand and everything, and
That's
Really?
so
yeah,
funny.
spam's like, that's cool. It's,
I don't give
any
a shit.
publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember that. Every time I saw spam, I was like, it's going to kill me. Yeah.
Yes. It's funny how like shit from our childhood sticks in our memories, especially TV stuff.
Yeah.
And you remember that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like how many years ago you reckon that was like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Movies in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, they brainwashed all us kids into doing crazy shit.
Really?
Remember, all me and my brothers did was make nunchucks and just fight
Sure.
24/7. You'd watch some kung fu movie and then we would fight to the bane of my parents' existence, and we'd go through walls and smash windows and smash each other and just constant breaking and fighting and just from TV.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was sick.
It's interesting because I don't know if TV has the same sort of influence today. Like I think kids now.
Oh, it does. It's
It
just a
does?
different message. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think kids are more like they're like on their iPads and stuff and TikTok.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about the 6 second like
Well, yeah, they all got TikTok brain now.
yeah. The 6 second like after 6 seconds they're like their brain like does a lapse
Yeah. Yeah.
and they can't retain any information.
No, they're fucking empty. Yeah.
Whoa,
Idiots.
man. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
where the future's going though, right?
Yeah.
People are kind of getting less, the attention span's becoming less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Idiocracy.
Yeah. And then people watch things like I remember one time I was at work and one of our sinks broke and Rachel's like, Greg, the sink broke. And I'm like, cool. See you in 12 hours. And so she jumped on YouTube and went to Bunnings and fixed the sink.
Yeah.
And, when we started getting the internet, that was what you used it for.
Yes.
But you would sit there and watch this tutorial that took 40 minutes
Yeah.
with some old white dude just telling you way too much info, like your granddad making you do it right.
Yeah.
But then you'd learn stuff, and now kids are like, I can do that, I can play the piano. Yep, no, I'm an electrician. And they're fucking morons, But it's gone from like this 40-minute tutorial down to a 30-second clip, and they're like, yep, I can cook, I can do all this stuff. And they're like, fuck, I'm unreal, I can do anything. And they can't do a fucking thing.
Yes.
All they can do is sleep and cry.
Yes. Yeah, it's really
wild.
tricky.
Yeah.
And trying to teach them, it's tricky because I've seen a lot of younger people come through the tattoo industry with TikTok brain
Yeah.
and they can't retain information. We used to have a guy that worked at our shop and he was always on TikTok and you just wouldn't remember anything. He'd always say, yes. You'd say, oh, do it like this, man. Yes, no worries, man. And then
Yeah.
you just fuck it up.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, well, you got TikTok brain, bro.
Yeah.
Every 6 seconds is the lapse.
I think the best way to do it to keep them involved is if you get like just a printout of like a GTA game thing and wear it around your neck. It'll kind of keep them fixated enough that you can get a few words in because they think they're watching a game.
Need like a health bar in the corner. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Or put like a, just hold a big cutout of a phone around you.
Oh,
And
okay,
you're like,
okay.
Did you empty the bins? And they're like, yeah, did
With
it.
your head.
Yeah, yeah.
So looking through the phone.
Yeah, that would work.
I thought you were going to say, I wish we had like cattle prods.
Oh, I've got a cattle prod. Yeah, I should bring it in.
Because, I really believe that it's like Zuzzy's really good at what he does. Anything he touches turns to gold. He's really good at stuff. But he takes a lot of time doing it because he's so meticulous.
Oh, you want to speed him up a bit?
Yeah, and I think, man, I'd love to hit him with a cattle prod just to get him mopping a bit quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's usually I'll have to wait for us to go get a coffee or something.
Why don't you once you go another angle and like start to time him and then just see if he can beat his own time every day and turn it into a game. It's not going to work now because he can hear it.
Okay.
But then at
I
the
can
end when
turn
he
it
beats
down.
his time, be like, yeah, block this out and be like, good boy. Look what you did. You're the best boy ever. And then he's like, goes
Positive
home and he's
reinforcement.
like, I'm a good boy.
Do I get a participation trophy as well?
Yes.
A little medal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll have to make you one.
A little bit of shitty ribbon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Be like, you can come and open early tomorrow.
wow.
But mop the floor quicker.
Yeah.
You get to come in early. That's your
Yeah,
reward.
positive reinforcement.
Yeah, that's much smarter than a cattle prod.
And then you can have the cattle prod there just so they know that you will use it.
Just light it up every now and
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah,
The sound.
yeah.
Like,
I think you do that when he's mopping, but then when he's eating lunch, zap him just so he's always scared, Like,
Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Keep him
Yeah,
on
it's
edge.
fun.
Keeps
Yeah.
me tense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we are currently at time. So we're going to wrap it up.
All right.
Greg, thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming onto our podcast.
Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Man, you're such
wish-
a legend, dude.
I wish I had more tat knowledge and things to talk about.
that was great.
Being a tat
It was
podcast.
perfect.
and all,
It was perfect, man.
but, yeah, it's fun.
We only talk about tats half the time anyway.
I definitely wanted to talk to you, and just see, the correlation between hardcore and coming into tattooing. Like,
Yeah.
that's really important and really interesting for a lot of people, I think. But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. You're
Yeah, thanks
such
for
a
having
legend,
me.
bro.
Yeah, cheers,
Thanks
Greg.
for coming to visit.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, man.
Anytime.
Anyway,
All right.
rats get fat. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.